Right, we are live now.
Hi, Saket. Good
Hello, ma'am.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, good afternoon, everyone, right there on our channel. Welcome after a long time, after a long, huge break of Diwali. We are back on the live session with Saket. So, guys, do let us know if you're here. Just type good afternoon, hello, hi, how are you? Just let us know that you're all here so that we can give you a wonderful interactive session with your queries answered. And of course, we have an interesting topic for you all today, as usual, right? So, yes. So, Saket, we have a very, I went through the topic and I really was finding it that courses and countries. So, what are we going to discuss in today's session?
Right. So, ma'am, today's session is very specific for, remember like so many queries we get, okay, we want to pursue a certain program, which country shall we choose? So I thought, why not actually create a whole session around it, wherein, we discuss about different streams and different subjects of study and, which all countries make more sense for that particular subject or stream. So
Right.
I think this is the hot favorite topic because a lot of students are confused about it. Like obviously, if they want to study a particular subject, they don't know how to kind of start their research with. So I think I'm going to give them a basic framework that, okay, this country you should choose for a particular subject, and then they can start their research onwards.
Right. So we already have, we have a lot of people joining us. RJ3113 trending. I think that's an interesting name. So hi, hello, Hemant, Devesh, Anirudh, Shubham, Riya, Karan, Basu, Atif, chances of Australia. So Atif is asking chances of Australia opening with third wave around the corner. What do you say, Saket?
Well, Australia, they have officially announced it. They are the first country in the world to actually accept Covaxin as well now.
Yeah.
So Covishield has already been accepted, and they are going to start taking students in. Of course, there would be a cap on it. So what I have heard is around 250 students per every 2 weeks or something like that, or every month. So from December onwards, students who already are studying online at Australian universities, they can make transition to the campus. So I'm hopeful by July next year, Australia will be open fully, provided people have vaccines. Because I think a lot of students, they are not really kind of people are hesitant about taking vaccinations.
Students.
Still.
I am aware of the senior citizens, they having this conspiracy theory going on in their mind, but students shouldn't have that. I think especially when they are planning to move abroad, they shouldn't have this in the mind.
But that's true. I get so many queries on my Instagram that sir, I don't want to take this certain vaccine. Can I quarantine and then go and stuff like that? But I think everyone who's here today, guys, just make sure that you get your vaccinations. Because even if you get Covishield, it's going to take 84 days gap in between.
Absolutely.
So manage your time effectively. So just make sure before you fly, you have your vaccinations done.
But then there was this another scheme by the government in various states that if they already are applying abroad and they have the admit with them, then they can go and get the vaccination done within, I think, 25 days or 26 days. So if they go to the vaccine center, they will with the admits, I think they get vaccinated soon, before the 84 days.
Ma'am, I'm not really sure about that, to be honest, but I think it's not everywhere. Not everywhere.
But in some of the states it's available.
Right, but I would still, I think the recommended timing between the two doses has to be followed because of some certain effectivity against the virus. And plus, I think even today there was an announcement. I'm not really sure. I just kind of glanced through the news today in the morning, and it says that you need to get a booster jab as well in some months. I'm not really sure if that is happening.
Even I have come across this, that there will be a booster dose coming up. Like we may have to take after a year or so, but then there will be a booster dose that we'll be having to take.
UK has announced formally. UK has announced booster jabs, and UK has also announced one tablet which kind of cures COVID.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so it's already in the market. So basically, someone who's not well or maybe has COVID, then they can take that medicine.
Absolutely. Okay, we have already questions pouring in. Sushil, RJ, Arpit, Karan, Nishad, wonderful. So keep posting your queries and do let us know. Do subscribe, first of all, like the session and subscribe to the channel, because we are going to discuss a lot of things today about the best countries and the best courses that you can opt for a prosperous career, right? So Saket is going to here discuss with us the different careers. I guess we get a lot of queries on everything, on business and commerce and management and science. And I have a peculiar query today from RJ31. He says, I'm looking for personal gym trainer course in Canada. I have K11 Fitness Academy diploma. So this is something I never came across.
Same here, as in, like, I think during the course of my career, this is the first time I'm hearing
this. This is the first time hearing it. So RJ31, thank you for letting us know that there's a diploma course to be done on the fitness, being a trainer. Wow, wonderful. So we'll definitely come across your query also. Arpit, how is Canada for MIM, which is the best college or university for information security? Are you going to discuss about countries best for particular courses? I was looking for the best country for masters in mechanical engineering, metallurgical engineering. With this live be available afterwards? Yes, Sachin, it will be available. I want to know about masters in food science and technology. This is a common question that we keep coming across. WHO country except Indian vaccination certificate. Arvind, we just discussed vaccinations, and I have 5 years gap. I am planning to go to Canada for PG. Wow, wonderful wonderful questions that we have today, Saket. So yes, let's begin the session. So choosing the right country for a prosperous career.
Yeah.
So what careers are we discussing?
Right. So to start with, ma'am, we are going to I have split the whole presentation into 5 parts, which is basically according to the subjects. So number 1, we're going to discuss about business and commerce students, which includes everything starting from your accounting, marketing, hospitality, operations, supply chain management, all these programs. So I'll tell everyone that, if someone wants to go to a particular program in a particular country, if that makes sense or not, which countries they should choose. Similarly, we do it for science and technology engineering, which is STEM courses. And then we talk about art and design students, which I think the most neglected lot, because they don't really get a lot of information available online. Next up is health and life sciences students, and the last ones are humanities students, which includes your law and languages and international relations, politics, diplomacy, all these subjects. And of course, we'll answer the queries in between the session.
So before we go ahead with the session, I have a couple of things to tell the students already over here. So if you are someone who's willing to know more on business, science, technology, engineering, which are very common questions that we keep having, but also we come across students for law. I think law is another question I keep encountering all throughout the courses. So health sciences, arts, design, food science, food technology, everything. So you need to go and share this with your parents, with your friends, those whom you want them to know that you want to go for this course, you want to go to this particular country, why you want to go there. So this is right away, right now, go share this with your parents, share this with your family, everyone. And if you've done that, type done in the chat box. Let me see whether you have invited all your parents and family to know more about this course. Sports with Prasad is Stanford University fee for students whose family income is less than $65,000. Okay, but we'll come into that. Yes, and we also have pinned a form where you can connect with Saket and put up your queries, where Saket is coming up with his own videos based on the queries that you're asking in the form. So if you have a particular query that you want Saket to answer in person, then you need to go and fill up the form so that we can have more videos coming up based on the queries that you're asking us. I want to master in civil engineering. Which country is the best? So Mashati Hanmat Rao, please do stay, because next slides, the upcoming slides are going to discuss all of these, right? So let's begin the session. Do let us know if you've already shared the session with your friends and families. Come on, guys, go ahead and do that. Yesterday, Saket, we had a wonderful, reel on Instagram, which I really love, wherein the student wants to go abroad and his parents are like telling him not to go abroad. So that was a very funny video made on LeapScholar by one of our influencers. So this is something that is reminds me that yes, your parents, firstly, your parents need to know why you want to go and where you want to go.
Is that the
So
Three Idiots one, right? Three Idiots
yeah,
one, that song from
yes,
Three Idiots. Yeah, it was hilarious. I saw that as well. It
yes,
was particularly interesting. I think that's the major thing. The parents are the the biggest decision makers here, and I think everyone next time onwards, if you are at home, you're living with the parents, you should also get your parents to join with you. It's going
correct.
to help you to
Convince,
convince them in a better manner. Yeah. So
absolutely.
obviously, yeah,
And of
makes
course,
sense.
they will also get to know that what is the benefit of going abroad and studying. So
Yes.
it's always a win-win for everyone. Right.
Right.
So business and commerce, what are the
Right.
best
So
courses?
right. So business and commerce, I think the one of the most common subjects which most students choose. I think when we grow up as kids, I remember when I cleared my 10th standard. So I grew up in a family where I had professors and everyone. Obviously, I grew up in an army cantonment, so I was surrounded by this whole notion that you should always keep sciences as a subject. You should keep non-medical or medical, either be engineer or doctor. But then I think business and commerce kind of picked up over the last few years, and a lot of students are now opting for business as one of the majors after the 10th standard commerce
Right.
stream.
Right.
So but if you look at the statistics, the highest number of students which go abroad from a lot of countries, including Southeast Asian countries like India and China, they go for business and commerce courses only, which includes
Right.
your MBA and your finance programs, economics. Then we have accounting, marketing, and then obviously there has been a huge influx of a very, I would say, future-proof courses like digital marketing has come up. Then we have business analytics. Then we have all these business what do you say, entrepreneurship, I think really picked up in the last few years. So
Right.
business is again a very, very, very common subject for everyone who wants to study abroad. So number of specializations are available, unlike India, where we have where normally students would do a BCom or a BBA, not just majoring in one subject. Abroad you can get actually degrees which are very specific. So you can get a bachelor's in marketing, you can get a bachelor's in human resource management, you can get a bachelor's in operations, whatever floats your boat. So the kind of specializations available are enormous. That's a major advantage. Now let's talk about what country you should choose for a particular stream of business. So let's say someone wants to go for finance, economics, and accounting majors. So the first two top countries which come to my mind is UK and US here. Why?
Right.
Number one, London and New York, they are the financial hubs of the world. And by that, I mean, literally they are actually. So you find all the Fortune 500 companies having some sort of their presence in these cities, particularly wherein, jobs for finance, economics and accounting students are really, really good. Just to give an idea, the accounting firms like, we have EY, we have Deloitte, and then we have PwC and KPMG. So see, these are the four biggest accounting firms in the world. Out of these four accounting firms, three are headquartered in London, so which includes EY, Deloitte, and PwC, and KPMG is from Netherlands. So you can see how big the London market is for finance. And someone who wants to, explore the share market, you have the Wall Street of New York, pretty famous. So I think someone from finance background should check out that movie, Wolf of Wall Street. I have not seen
Yeah.
it, but I've heard really good reviews about it. I'm not a movie person at all. But yeah, finance, economics, accounting, the UK and US, obviously, I would say are the best bets for you. But say, I mean that it's not that you pursue a course in finance and you get a job automatically. You do have to work hard for it. It's not easy. Jobs don't come easy. Even if you do a course, if you pursue a course which is in demand, you still have to network. You still have to, get a good resume. You still have to reach out. You still have to apply. And then I'm pretty much sure the kind of salaries you get in these countries for these subjects are pretty high as well. So
Correct.
UK and US for these subjects. Apart from that, if you're not interested in these two countries, then obviously Canada and Australia. The catch for these streams, basically the business and commerce stream, is you always choose a city wherein the business is flourishing. So you cannot expect
Absolutely.
to go to a very small city, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, they have, they might have a good university or something, but obviously, once you graduate, if you live in a city where your future is there, your jobs are there, the chances of networking become much higher.
Correct.
So that's the major catch, basically. So Australia, like, a lot of students are actually pursuing, like programs in remote regions as well. So, ma'am, remote regions mein kya hota hai Australia mein? You get 4 years PSW.
Right.
So for a lot of students, that's a very big bonus कि हाँ 4 साल का PSW है, 4 साल का PSW है, but 4 साल के PSW में आपको वहाँ पे जॉब मिलेगी. That is also a major
Not a guarantee. Yes, definitely. Right.
Yeah.
So yes, so this is a very important information that I think not everyone is aware of. They just want to go abroad and then they land up in places which is not suitable for them or their course. And then at the end, it's like you still have no ROI. You still have not been able to catch a job, or you're still struggling to get a job or making connections. So if you're really if business and commerce, of course, I think that was very logical, as you said, that it has to be the cities, that it has to be the metro cities, it cannot be the suburbs where you won't find anything to work out on, except for that it's a different kind of it's an odd job or so. Right. So yes, guys, so please keep this in mind. Please make a note of all of this. I think we have a lot of people asking about it. So we had like Sangita has been asking for PhD, but Vasu, okay, Samratni, Bhardwaj, Arpit, I think these are the queries that you should have in your mind, and this is what you should keep in your mind before you select a country, and again you select a city or a university for yourself. So first choice should be UK and USA. If not, then Canada, Australia, and UK again, and Ireland for marketing and advertising. Yeah. So why do you say marketing and advertising different in these 3 countries?
Right. So before I actually moved to marketing and advertising, I was talking about Australia and 4 years PSW. Yeah. So I think a lot of students, I think we've got getting a lot of queries on Australia today, right?
Yes.
So just for your information, if you get a 4 years PSW in Australia, right, you can move to another city. Let's say you study in a regional area and you get a 4 years PSW, and then you find a job in Sydney. Then you don't get 4 years, then you get 2 years only.
Oh.
So that's the catch, right? If you want to get a 4 years PSW, you have to study in the regional area, then you have to work in the regional area as well. And the worst part is when you apply for the PR, the kind of jobs available in the regional areas don't really kind of qualify as normally, like not always, as a skilled work, I would say, because the economy is not flourishing and they're still growing. So the kind of jobs available might not match your qualification, and then obviously your PR chances will decline. So choose your universities very carefully.
Wow.
Right, so especially Australia.
I think this is a big catch. I think none of us knew about it. And people over here, did you all know about something like this, that 4 years you have to stay in the rural or in the suburbs? So if not, do let us know that you were not aware of this, so that we get to know that these are certain important information that we come up with, so that with the next videos that we create, we come up with such more information that can be kind of quite useful for you all. Yes. So Isha, I'm planning to do masters in psychotherapy. Okay, hold on, Isha. We are coming in the upcoming slides. We are going to discuss even psychotherapy. So hold on, and yes, Saket, we can I think discuss marketing and advertising.
Right. So for marketing and advertising, I would say Canada, Australia, the UK, and Ireland. Why these countries? Because like I said, these countries are obviously growing as if you look at the business side of things. Canada has a very booming economy in terms of oil and gas, or maybe agriculture, or maybe finance, economics, and IT as well. So marketing is one subject area which is always required by every industry whatsoever. Like you choose to go into oil and gas, you choose to go into automobile, you want to go into pharmaceutical, agriculture, everyone has to advertise and market their products. So Canada is definitely growing on that part, because the overall industry is on the rise, especially in the interior areas or the Atlantic Canada. Australia, very similar story. Australia has been very, very marketing and, a sort of very, very, I would say, good, I would say, platform for marketing and advertising students, because advertising managers and professionals are always in high demand in Australia. So if you check out the the shortage list in Australia, advertising managers are there. So technically, your PR chances also increases. The UK and Ireland, for very similar reasons. Ireland obviously seeing a lot of inward investments from the US tech giants. So when we talk about Amazon, we talk about Google, Apple, all these companies investing in Ireland. The need for marketing people has gone up for the obvious reasons, because they need to market their products as well, right? UK obviously has a very good reputation as a financial hub, and at the same time, like I said, all these what do you say, creative industries are also on the rise. When we see fashion houses, we have UK appearing on the top of the list with a number of fashion brands coming from the UK. So marketing is one area, marketing and advertising, wherein the professionals are always in high demand across all these countries. So this is just these are just 4 countries, but apart from that, if you want to look out for more opportunities, the US is also a good option. But from the perspective of settling down in the future, it might not be the best option available. But these 4 countries will offer you good settlement opportunities as well if you pursue a marketing or advertising course. Moving on to the next, which is supply chain and logistics. This is again, I think, one business field which is in demand everywhere, wherever you go. So I don't know if, I'm not really sure if you guys have heard it or not, but there has been, in the automobile industry, there has been a global shortage for semiconductors. Some chips which goes into the manufacturing of the car, and that is why the demand of automobiles in India is on the rise, but the supply is short, right? So a supply chain and a logistics professional would be employed in that. And why it is happening? Because there is a shortage in the professionals as well who can handle this global crisis after COVID. Because COVID ke baad, the whole logistics kind of messed up because of the whole lockdowns and stuff. And, it's going to take some time to get back to normal. So supply chain and logistics, almost everywhere, you'll get a job for that. That's not a problem at all. Right. So, and moving on to HRM, which is again, very popular field, Canada, Australia, and the UK. UK, why? Because UK after Brexit, European people cannot freely move to the UK, get work. So there is a need to hire new people, and for that HR is needed. There is a need to train new people. For that HR managers are needed. So UK is requiring a lot of HR professionals. Australia always has been, I would say, driven by immigration as well historically. So HRM professionals are always in demand, recruiting candidates from abroad, from overseas. Canada, obviously the most immigrant-friendly nation on the earth. They require HRM professionals because of the large influx of international students, who come to Canada each year, and then they recruit people from overseas. And that's not just the recruitment thing. You have to take into account the training part. Then there is someone who's going to process your payroll, someone who's going to look at your compensations, benefits, everything. So I think there is a demand for HRM in these 3 countries right now. And lastly, for hospitality and culinary arts. So I think Switzerland always tops the list here.
Yes.
Why? Because I think one of the biggest tourism hotspots in the world. So everyone knows Switzerland. I think in India, everyone knew Switzerland through Yash Chopra. So I grew up watching DDLJ and all these movies. So I think,
right.
Yeah. So obviously, and plus they have got really good hospitality schools. Apart from that, Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand, very remote country, but at the same time, very developed, and a lot of tourists every year. So it's a very small country, but they see a lot of tourists every year. And it's like, you see hotels everywhere. You see a lot of adventure activities. You see, world's finest restaurants. So all 3 countries require a lot of hospitality students. So someone who wants to go to hospitality, my recommendation would be, if you're good in cooking as well, so you can check out, for a proper, like a chef or a culinary arts or a baking or a patisserie program as well. Because what happens is, if you pursue such kind of programs, getting a part-time job also becomes easy. And once you complete it, the restaurant or the bakery or whatever, the hotel you're working with, they end up absorbing these people. So I know a lot of people in my circle who, who trained to be chefs and they were working part-time, and the same restaurant ended up giving them full-time positions, and then, getting PRs pretty easy than anyone else. Yeah.
Right. Right. So that was a lot of information, I guess, to process for everyone over here, because I think we discussed every aspect of business and commerce. So we have various streams: finance, accounting, marketing, advertising, supply chain, logistics. So we had a question from someone. We had a question over here. What about how is UK for SCM? As Ashad, I think we have discussed your query as well.
Yes.
Canada, I think Canada is something where you can go for advertising, marketing, supply chain management as well, HRM. So all of these countries are popular for almost all the courses. And yes, as discussed at the end, that it is Switzerland, Australia, New Zealand are good countries where you can apply for all the hospitality related courses. Right. So that was all about business and commerce. So we have a lot of questions here coming up. I have an interesting question here from Sumant. He says, I have 4.2. So basically, it's not related exactly to what we are discussing. He says, I have 4.2 years of experience in software development with BTech in computer science. I got suggestions to apply for Canada or Australia for PR instead of an MS. So what are your thoughts on this? Because I'm interested only in job.
Right. So, ma'am, PR, I think I'll not be a right person to advise on that, because I don't want to give out half-baked information. But
Right.
as far as I know, under the Express Entry program of Canada, your masters can give you more score. So it's a point-based system, technically. So if you have a bachelor's degree, you get less score, and then if you have a master's degree, you get more score. But having said that, these are just one of the two aspects. Like there are other aspects as well, basically, obviously, which includes your IELTS score, or maybe your age, or maybe the kind of experience you have, and a lot of other things as well. So, but yeah, technically, I would say if you have a higher level of qualification, I think your overall score gets multiplied by something, and I'm not really sure, and the kind of overall score increases. So it's always advisable if you want to go for a PR thing, then I think you should consult a immigration consultancy. But doing a master's, I think it's going to benefit you ultimately, because it's going to give you a career boost, because somehow or the other you would need a master's degree to kind of grow further in your career.
Right. Now, yeah, we have a lot of questions on civil engineering and metallurgy and sciences. So here our next topic is science. So yes, we will be covering up the humanities questions also in the upcoming slide. So you need to wait for a little while, because we are going one slide to the next slide. So right now we're discussing science, technology, and engineering. And after this, let's see what we have in the next slides. Yes, you can, Preeti, you can take screenshots. So Tarun is asking MBA in airport management, which is the best country in the college for that?
Airport management, I think aviation in general, I would say UK is a good option to go for. Apart from that, I think Australia is also decent.
Right. Yes. So yes, now coming to our careers in science, technology, and engineering.
Yeah. So STEM, I think everyone knows STEM is one of the most high demand programs. Non-medical students, I think for them, this is a legitimate, I would say, a natural progression towards the degree, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So when we talk about STEM, the first country which comes to our mind is United States. So United States historically has been a very competitive country to settle down. But when I talk about STEM graduates, because the US is basically, I would say, you have Silicon Valley, you have all the tech giants based out of US. So the chances of securing job for STEM graduates is pretty high than any other streams, I would say. So someone from this background can choose United States undoubtedly. And plus, obviously, you do get a lot of options to explore the job market after you graduate as well. And now particularly talking about data sciences and cybersecurity, which is again one of the most in demand, I would say. Of course, artificial intelligence, robotics as well, one of the most in-demand programs right now. So I think Ireland and Australia are the best options here, apart from the US. I'm saying US for everything I'm listing here. But apart from that, if you focus is on data sciences, cybersecurity, or artificial intelligence, Ireland and Australia make more sense for, I think, choosing that country. Why Ireland? I think I've already discussed a number of times that, you know, a lot of investment is there, a lot of jobs are there, and it's growing like anything. And the country is promoting a lot of international students coming in, joining these kind of programs. A lot of scholarships specifically for these fields are also on offer. So Ireland definitely makes sense. Australia is known for its programs in the data sciences and cybersecurity kind of domains, because I think Australia was one of the few countries in the world who started these kind of programs, right? So I think Australian universities, when you compare it to, let's say, the UK or the US universities, Australian universities are more entrepreneurial, and they're more, I would say, they kind of lay more emphasis on developing their curriculum, you know, kind of, I would say, embracing the new curriculum more than any other university or any other country in the world. So even if you see, you know, the traditional universities in Australia, like UNSW or University of Sydney, University of Melbourne, they're very old universities. They are very high ranked universities, but they have one of the most vocationally and job oriented programs in the world. You won't find such programs in any other country as such. So Australia has been a very, I would say, innovative and entrepreneurial country in terms of studying and embracing new subjects. So cybersecurity, data sciences. Australia also has a very particular program called the Internet of Things. So that was the first program I think I heard, which was introduced in Australia itself, and then every country kind of started introducing that program, and it's very much in trend. So Internet of Things is basically, I don't really have that much of knowledge about it, the technicality of it, but just to put in a simple, I would say, in simple words, it would be something like, we search about studying abroad on Google, then we get results on some ads on Instagram or Facebook, and everything is connected. Your history kind of connects to the other app, and then you see the same thing on the other app, or maybe a relevant thing on another app. So that is basically called Internet of Things. So there is a course for that, a master's degree for that as well. So Australia was the first country to kind of introduce that kind of program. Apart from that, computer sciences and related subjects, New Zealand, again, a very good country for IT programs, computer sciences programs. Canada, definitely, I think, hot favorite for everyone. And like I said, it's growing like anything. The economy is growing, so they would need IT professionals. Australia is obviously, I've already covered that, and Ireland is obviously because of the whole investment coming in. For engineering, now engineering varies as per the country. So when I talk about civil engineering, so I think we did get a lot of questions on civil engineering. I think in the question.
Absolutely. So, yes, we did.
Right. I think for civil engineering people, the first thing which you have to keep in mind is more job opportunities will be available in a country which is seeing a lot of construction happening. You know what I mean? Like, economy is growing, and then they have some projects lined up. There's a lot of construction ongoing, and then there is a lot of development ongoing. So which country is that? I think UK is already pretty much developed, as in, like, it's already like a very, very developed economy. I'll not say Canada is not, but in comparison to UK, Canada is still kind of growing, especially the interior areas. So technically, a civil engineer guy, that they'll find better jobs in Canada than the UK. Obviously, for the right reasons. Why? Because Canada's economy is growing. There are a lot of projects happening. There are a lot of construction happening. So civil engineering, I would say Canada any day. But when we talk about something like aeronautical, then the US is a great option. Then we have a lot of French universities. French universities, why? When we look at Airbus, they make aeroplanes. They're based out of France, Toulouse. Then we have Boeing. They are based out of US. So you'll find a lot of jobs here, aeronautics. And Canada, obviously, they do offer a lot of aeronautical engineering programs, but they don't have a relevant industry to support that. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to get a job, then obviously you'll get a job into a mechanical engineering sort of domain, but not aeronautical, because they don't have the relevant industry for it. So let's say I'm talking about, I'll give you an idea here, just to make things more simple for you. So let's suppose we're living in Nepal, right? And Nepal, they don't manufacture any automobile. So I cannot pursue, I can pursue a program in automobile, but I cannot expect to find a job in automobile engineering in Nepal. So that's how the things work. Apart from that, what happens is when we talk about engineering like mechanical engineering is very generic, and in terms of jobs or in terms of employment opportunities, I think a lot of countries would offer job opportunities for the same. If you go to Canada, if you go to UK, if you want to go to Australia, Ireland, so mechanical engineering jobs you can find almost everywhere. So when you choose your domain to study, then always make sure that you also research on the country you're wanting to study at. Do they offer the relevant, job opportunities or the job market or not? So that's very, very important. So aeronautical, choose US, choose France, makes sense. Mechanical, you can choose almost anywhere. I think jobs are almost equally dispersed. Apart from that, what we have is metallurgical engineering. I think I saw a question in the chat box about metallurgical engineering. So I think Australia makes very good sense for it, because a lot of interior provinces, areas in Australia, like Western Australia is there. So they have a lot of gold mines and uranium mines. So you find something relevant there. Not in UK, because UK is not a metallurgy sort of based economy, or they don't have much industry kind of relating to metals and anything like that, or mining or something. If you're looking at oil and gas, then Alberta in Canada makes sense, because they are growing and they have oil deposits. If you look, UAE is a good option for that matter. If you want to go for oil and gas, Gulf countries are known to produce bulk amount of gas and oil. So studying there would make more sense. So choose the country as per your specialization, what you want to study. And that stands true specifically for engineering graduates as well. Right. Okay, guys, give me just 1 second. I think there has been some internet connection error. Just give me 1 second. I'm just sorting it out.
Hi, Saket. Can you give me? Hi, Saket.
Yes, ma'am. It's okay, ma'am. I'm going to share. Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen. It's fine. I think there's some internet connectivity issue.
Yes, it is.
I'm just sharing my screens. Just a second.
Right. So guys, okay, now that you have understood a lot of questions on engineering and we still have a lot of questions coming up for technology and the countries. I hope you have been able to come up with a plan to identify your areas, like would you want to go to Australia or USA or UK? Do let us know what you think about this. What do you think after understanding all the information on science, technology, and engineering? What is it that you would like to think on, or what is it the question that is arising in your mind after this? What's about the IT and cybersecurity in Germany, Saket? So cybersecurity in Germany.
Yeah, so IT, I think in Germany, it's a good field to study, and the best part is if you go for a public university, you don't have to pay much fees, just like maximum 25K or something per annum, which is, I think, one of the most affordable countries on offer. But Germany, the major challenge which a lot of students face is they're reluctant to learn German. So if you get into the workforce, you would eventually have to learn the language. Why? Because it kind of helps you to kind of gel well with the locals. So yeah, mostly you can do well with English as well, but I would recommend that you learn German as well once you land.
Right. So Germany, if you're thinking of Germany or other countries where they have another language, you definitely will have to learn those language as well. Okay, so yeah, what are we discussing next, Saket?
So then we have a
quiz.
We
have a quiz.
Yeah. So this is for all the engineering people.
Yes. So guys, you have been attending the session and we have a lot of questions based on this. So which Saket has already answered in a lot of his other sessions. So if you can let us know what is your answer for this, because we have a question from one of our students over here, one of the attendees over here. She has asked that she's been learning engineering. However, she wants to pursue management after she completes her graduation. So this is the question for her. So this is her question as well. So guys, let us know what is your answer on this. Is it a yes or a no? Navya says it is a yes. I think the question was from Navya itself. So yes, is it a yes or is it a no? Let me know. I got 6.5 overall, but 5.5 in one module, that is reading. Can I apply for Canada? If yes, then to which college and what course? Oh my God.
That's very particular. But I need to know where, if you're applying at a UG or PG level. Because at UG level, definitely there would be a lot of options, but Simran Kaur, yeah. So the major challenge would be your visa. The visa application will go under non-SDS, even if you apply for a UG or PG, and that means your visa may take very long, and the visa acceptance rate in non-SDS is very low. So I would recommend retaking the IELTS. Plus, because Canada, yes, especially after COVID, Canada is seeing a lot of influx of students. So, and they're getting pretty strict on the visas as well. So make sure you have relevant IELTS score. Yeah.
Right. So guys, Pratik says yes, Abhay says yes, Samradni says yes. So we have a few yes for the whether you can pursue your master's in business management after completing your engineering. So yes, Pratik, Abhay, it is yes. It is a yes, right? It is a yes. It is a yes.
It is a yes. So obviously, for an engineering graduate, the best option would be to get some 2 years of experience and then go for an MBA program or something, 2 to 3 years of experience. Or either if you want to go for a master's right after your engineering degree, a lot of universities will offer you a master's of management, which is specifically for non-business background students as well. So you can either go for an MIM or an MBA after 2 to 3 years of work experience, depending on the university.
Right. I also had a question on data analytics, business analytics. So what is the difference between data analytics and business analytics? So I think that was a question one of the students had asked, that which country is best for business analytics?
See, for data and analytics and this data analytics is basically you have a set of data available. See, I'm not a data analytics student, so I cannot give you a very technical explanation of it. But to put it in a very simple words, data analytics would be something which which deals with analyzing the data. And analyzing the data as in you have a set of data available, and then you have to kind of manage it and put it in relevant words and maybe relevant charts or whatsoever and present it to the management. Business analytics would be more of analyzing your business strategies and all these through data or through the available information you have. So I think a lot of subjects or a lot of the kind of study or curriculum will overlap. But for some universities, it may be different, but there would be a lot of overlapping in between, as per my understanding.
Right. So I think now you have the information on business analytics to some extent. Yes. Sukh Kaur is asking, which is the best country for masters in agriculture? Are we going to discuss agriculture?
Agriculture, I think I can answer it right here. Agriculture, basically, I think I have covered it in the health and life sciences. So agriculture, I would say Canada, and that specifically you can check out Saskatchewan. It's the agricultural driven economy. So that should be a first option. Apart from that, you can always check out New Zealand. Both countries are pretty good for agriculture.
Right. Okay. So what
Uh,
is in the kitty next after two major courses, business and science and technology? Another question is on arts and design. How many of you are here trying to understand more on arts and design? So if arts and design, if your course, type arts or design in the chat box so that we know how many students are thinking of applying for courses which are related to this industry or this field. Yes.
Right. So I think, ma'am, for art and design, I'll start straight away with the most popular country, which is Canada, actually. So Canada is one country wherein everyone wants to go. But unfortunately, for art and design, I would say Canada is not a relevant country to choose. Why? Because the options are pretty less. There are only like, I would say 5 or 6 colleges or 7 max to max 8 colleges that will offer you something in art and design. I can just count it on my fingers. Ryerson is there,
Correct.
George Brown College is there, Humber is there. Then we have Emily Carr in Vancouver and few others. I think you don't get much options for fashion or art and design in Canada as compared to say UK or US. Same is for
Right.
Australia. Australia, you have a handful of universities that will offer you a program in art and design, but they're not really popular as well. But when we talk about UK and US, so these are the two countries where you get the best courses in art and design, be it fashion, be it graphic design, be it interior design, ceramics, painting, pottery, illustration, everything possible. So when we talk about the UK, you have University of the Arts, London, then you have University of the Creative Arts. Even if you talk about US, then you have all these really prestigious art schools. There's Cooper Union, then there are all these colleges which offer a lot of art and design programs. So someone who's wanting to go for these kind of programs, they should always choose UK and United States, because why? Your employment prospects are higher. Number two, the colleges are much more reputed and renowned. So even if you come back to India, you do get a lot of ample employment opportunities, because India is also not very good for these kind of courses, because very few colleges in India would have a world level or a world class kind of curriculum for these programs. So UK and US basically both kind of excel at it. European countries do offer these kind of programs, but at the bachelor's level, there may be some language hurdle, primarily, I would say, for France. But at the master's level, you might find a few programs, but they're not very, they are pretty prestigious, but they're not very well known. But that's why I would say UK and US for someone who wants to go for art and design programs.
Right. So UK and US, the verdict by Saket is the best two countries for arts and design are UK and the US. So do send in your queries on this. I have a question on UI UX. MFA advertising, graphic design, animation, UI UX. I think Mrindmai is asking this question. Is USA a good choice with 8 IELTS score band of 8 and 5 years of experience in the same field?
Totally. I think for you, I think you can check out. I'm not really sure if they offer an amalgamation of so many programs together, but Rochester Institute of Technology is pretty good for these kind of programs, RIT.
Right.
And they have a campus in Dubai as well, if you just want to go like near home.
Right. Okay. So that's about, so I think, yeah, a lot of people have this in mind that if you want to go for arts and design, countries like France would be a better choice than going to any other countries. Like European countries would be better. That's what they think, like talking about arts and design.
Yes, ma'am. But I think, but that again, that depends. You would find a lot of countries offering good programs, but I think on a personal level, someone from studying, someone from US or UK would have much more global, I would say, recognition, primarily because I think the institutions are much more renowned and people know them, employers know them.
Correct.
So when we talk about University of the Arts London, so again, it is one of the top design schools in the world. So if you see their alumni list, you have all the big designers, like Stella McCartney, Jimmy Choo, these kind of people graduating from these universities, and you follow the same footsteps. So obviously people know these kind of institutions more than say Europe in general, because European designers are not really kind of famous that way.
Right.
They are famous, but the institutions are not famous. Designers are definitely famous, obviously, like when you talk about Louis Vuitton and all these what do you call, Versace and all these guys, Salvatore Ferragamo, I think Italian and French people. So yeah, they are known, but the schools are not known that much.
Right. Got it. What about mixed courses like mixture of management and technology? This is a question from the previous, I think they are still on the previous slide. What about the mixed courses like mixture of management and technology, like IT management, information management? What are the ideal countries for it?
So for IT management, I think you cannot go wrong with Canada. I think Canada, I think, is the universal solution to everything, as long as you have a good profile, except art and design. Art and design, not for Canada, because obviously I told you the reasons. But apart from that, I think in Canada, you'll definitely get somewhere or the other, you'll get some relevant program. Because Canada, I think the major advantage you get is, the postgraduate diplomas and the diploma kind of, the programs you get, the diploma programs are very vocationally oriented. So somehow or the other, you get a particular program. So Canada that way is like always a safer choice. So apart from that, IT management, obviously UK is good. And like I said, you always decide your country based on the demand of your subject. So IT, I think I told you New Zealand and Australia are also growing. So definitely if they are requiring IT managers, as in like IT programmers or developers, they would require IT managers as well, someone to manage the whole system or something like that. So I think it is basically depended on the I would say every industry is sort of dependent on one or the other industry. So if there is a requirement for, let's say there is a requirement for chef, then obviously if there is a requirement for chef, it means that the hospitality business is also there. Then obviously hospitality people will also be needed. So automatically it's interdependence. So that's how you kind of do your research. So amalgamation of programs, I think, ma'am, wo bahut sara ho gaya is time pe, because I have seen courses. Recently, I came across this very interesting program. We have a new field of study coming up. It's not very popular now. It's called healthcare data science. Oh, so basically it's data. Yeah, so it's data science and healthcare ka mixture. And then obviously every day new program is coming, right? So it's basically data science, but related to healthcare industry. Right. So you can mix and match as many programs as possible. And I'll tell you one very interesting thing. See, what happens is when we study abroad, the best part is, especially for the master's student, the kind of independence you get in terms of your, research or terms of your programs is very different than what you do in India. So I'll tell you one story here. I had a friend of mine. She was doing a master's with me only. So she was, one of her subjects was international business, and one of her subjects was history, right? So I could not think of any connection between the two, right? Because history is an entirely different field, and international business is an totally different field. And she was actually doing a thesis combining both. And I was thinking what kind of thesis she will write. And then turns out when I actually read the research proposal, it said, it was about Alexander. Alexander conquered the world countries and how he managed everything. So basically it was international management within a historical context. Awesome. So interesting. You cannot do that in India. Like you
cannot do that. In India, it takes, I think students are so fixed on technology, science, BSc, physics, the fixed courses, that conventional courses that we have. But now to think of, a course like global, I think global crisis, energy crisis, the study on global energy crisis, or a course like that, I think it's something that is beyond what an Indian student would think of.
Right. So I think the kind of options you get abroad are like unlimited. You can combine subjects like anything. So be rest assured, just make sure you kind of the major subject area, and then once that thing is in demand, obviously the dependent industry will also be in demand. So
Right.
that's how you figure out things, because see, mixture of programs are going to happen every day. You'll find a new program coming every day. So that's the human process, which kind of constantly evolving. So that we cannot change.
Leo Chan has been asking us a lot on BSc psychology. So I think we'll be coming up to psychology as a topic in this coming slides.
Right. So, but psychology, I would say either choose UK or Canada, because we're already running short on time as well. So I think I'll kind of answer every question as we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So Leo Chan, UK and Canada. So you can think of UK and you can think of Canada if you want to apply for BSc in psychology. I think your question now was answered after a long time. We were waiting for this slide to come up. Yes. So what are the best, because we had a lot of questions on health sciences, life sciences. So what are the best countries for these two courses or courses related to health and life sciences?
Right. So I think in this we have pharmacy, we have medicine, we have veterinary sciences, we have dentistry, we have biomedical sciences, we have health sciences, nursing, all these programs. So for you guys, I think you're the luckiest ones. COVID has been, I think, sort of, I would say, after COVID, all the countries have realized that, okay, they need to kind of brace up their health infrastructure a lot. So irrespective of which field you're studying in, you may be a pharmacist, you may be a biomedical engineer, biomedical scientist, or you may be a doctor, you may be a veterinarian, you may be a dentist, or anything like that. Occupational therapist, you may be a psychotherapist, anything. Health sciences and life sciences people enjoy the, I would say, the best options globally, because see, everyone falls sick, everyone has to visit a doctor somehow or the other. So every country would need health people. So for you guys, I think the world is oyster. You can choose any country you want to. But although I would say for people who are into medicine or veterinary sciences or dentistry, studying abroad can be expensive. I think I've already told that earlier as well. That fee is particularly high, and one more thing is your IELTS requirement can be high as well. So a lot of countries would need you having more IELTS score than the other streams. So let's say in Australia, you would need a higher band score. Normally, for an undergraduate program, you can get in with a 6 band or 6.5 bands, but for nursing, you would need a higher band score. So that's how things go. Basically, the cost is high, the entry requirements will be higher, and the programs can be a bit longer. So medicine degrees are 5 years. So technically, you'll be investing a lot of money.
Correct. Got it. So I think we have a lot of students for health sciences, even on our regular IELTS batches, where they keep asking a lot of questions on what is my requirement, how should I go? And I think they are, as you're saying, Australia has been a major, the most favorite for those who are planning for nursing. I think because they offer a lot of opportunities.
Right, ma'am. Australia actually, the best part about Australia is the kind of salaries you get. So technically, if you compare, like on what I know from my students, as in from the real time figures, students in Australia who graduate with a nursing degree earn almost double of what a nursing graduate would earn in Canada. So Australia has really high salaries for nursing students, and that's why I think the obvious thing is the entry requirements will be higher, and obviously the IELTS requirements will be higher. So and that reminds me, remember that we had that question for that gym guy, right? Gym trainer guy.
Yes.
So yeah, so that now I just kind of it clicked in my mind. You can go for a program in health and fitness promotion because you're already a certified trainer. So health and fitness promotion, postgraduate diploma or a diploma will, I think, go fine.
Right. Prateek Gaur is asking that because you had mentioned about this healthcare data science, so which university offers this course? So he has heard of Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard as well. I read it somewhere. I haven't really gone through it, to be honest, but I just read it quickly over
Yeah,
some.
yes.
Yeah, so I think thank you
I
for
think
telling
it
me to
is
take a look.
John Hopkins.
Yeah, because it just came up recently. I think I read it like 2-3 weeks ago.
Right. Yes, I think John Hopkins is also popular for health sciences programs.
Yeah, it is, and plus it's actually pretty expensive university as well.
Absolutely, yes. Okay. So
we have a quiz
next
now.
question. Yes, IELTS bans 4 requirement for nursing programs in Australia. We just discussed. What's your answer, everyone? Are you all paying attention? Is it 6, 7, 6.5 or 8? What is your answer for this? We just discussed that it is a little higher. The requirement is higher. So how high is it? Is it a 6, 6.5? Is it a 7 or an 8 band? How high it is? Which country is best for MIM? We'll let you know, answer this question, and we'll let you know further. Come on, Priya Beth is asking project management masters in UK and job prospects considering sandwich courses. Yes. We'll answer that question. Krishna, yes, answering this question. Purvi says 7+. Devesh says 7.
Right. I think I've spoken to Devesh on one of my YouTube videos. So I remember the names. I've started remembering the names as well now.
Yes, when we go live, I think certain names are very common because they are. I think they are our fan followers. They are there wherever we are. What is the best country for MBA?
Right. So I think a lot of people are saying 7, ma'am. Except Prateek. Prateek is saying 8. So yeah, it's 7. 7 each and 7 overall is a requirement for bachelor's program in nursing. Not even master's, bachelor's. Bachelor's
program. Wow. So it's a really pretty high. I think for bachelor's, 7 is high because generally we have the 6.5 criteria.
It's 6.5. So, but I think that I think it's because the nurses should understand the language.
Absolutely. So that I think for all the medicine related courses, the requirement for IELTS bands is higher as compared to the other courses.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Devesh is saying, sir, you have sent me a connection on LinkedIn as well. So there, I think you have spoken to him. So he's
okay.
So yes, what about masters in dietetics in UK? Dietetics and food technology, do they fall into humanities?
Not really. I think they would be in life sciences only. So UK pretty decent, but I would say for food sciences and nutrition and dietetics related programs, Canada would be a good option. Pretty growing field.
So you should pretty. You all can think of that. Krishna is asking because now he's been asking. Hi, my name is Krishna. I love software and tech, and I have taken commerce without math. And since I am interested in IT, which course should I pursue after 12th, and what masters can I do abroad?
Right. So you have commerce without math. So I think Canada, if you want to study abroad after your 12th, getting a computer sciences degree in Canada, I think very few options you would have. I'm not really sure. And I cannot remember any university on top of my mind which offers CS without maths. But I think if you want to do masters abroad, then I think you can go for a BSc IT in India or maybe a BCA. And then once you do that, you can always do an MSc in computer science in UK or Canada. You can get a postgraduate diploma.
Right. So we have already started getting a question for humanities. Is studying BA English honors in Canada a good choice? How about the job opportunities after that?
BA English, I think, now that's a very tricky question. I would say, why do you want to study BA English in Canada? Because it's already an English speaking country. And see, if you want to do something in English, I would say do something like ESL, which is, teaching English as a second language. And for that, there are other program options as well. So let's say you do a BA English and then you get a CELTA certified trainer or, something like that. I think, ma'am, you would know better, I think, as an IELTS trainer.
Right.
So you get CELTA certification and BELTA is there also. BELTA is there, yeah.
Delta is there, CELTA is there, and Delta is there.
Delta, yeah.
CELTA is a certificate course and Delta is a
diploma course, yeah.
So these are the two courses that anyone who's who's planning to pursue their career in teaching English as a second language. This is a course that can help them teach in any part of the world. So if you want to teach in any other country, but if you're, of course, if you have, there are a lot of things over here to be considered. So if you're going there, you're studying over there. If you're completing your bachelor's and master's there, and along with that, if you're completing your CELTA course or a Delta course, then you have a better opportunity teaching in various other countries of the world where ESL is on high demand. For example, China and Thailand and all of these countries, they offer a lot of ESL. They have a high demand for ESL trainers.
Right. So I think for language people, I would say there is this company called EF, Education First. You can check out their websites. They have really interesting blogs on, teaching English, and especially in these countries wherein, there is a lot of demand for ESL teachers. But ideally, I would say, the alternative can be something like BA in business communication, because it puts you in a better position, as in you can go into marketing, you can go into advertising, you can go into public relations. So it's more of a humanities course, but at the same time it's very flexible. So BA English I'll not recommend to anyone who's going for Canada or UK or any other English speaking country for that matter, because getting a job would be a little bit tricky after that.
Right, because we have BA English has a very limited scope, not just those countries, but even in our countries, because coming from the same background, I know that it's really difficult. So to even clear the UGC NET examination, because the passing percentage of UGC NET examination is hardly 2 or 3%, just like a CA course where the passing percentage of students is so pretty low. So same is a condition with all the English graduates in our country as well, or even abroad. So they have either they go to schools, they go and then teach in the schools, or they go and teach in the colleges. So again, colleges have a very limited, I think, seats available. However, the schools have, but then the remuneration or ROI is not so great in the schools.
Yeah, but I think, if you want to go into research, maybe looking at bachelor's and then a master's and a PhD, then obviously professorship is one thing which you can finally.
Yeah, that is one thing, but then again, it is
tricky. It's pretty difficult as well
to crack. Yeah.
Right. So I'll to quickly go through the slide. I would say UK and US in terms of humanities. In humanities, I would cover most fields like law or social work or political relations, political sciences, international relations, diplomacy, business communication. All these subjects are basically in humanities. So Australia, New Zealand, or Ireland are also really good options for humanities students, but I think the UK and US offer the best programs. So US, you have, especially at the undergraduate level, you have liberal arts colleges as well. They are known for the programs in humanities. Apart from that, the best growing field in humanities is social work. So this is one thing which is growing, and given the whole crisis unfolding in the world, there are plenty of opportunities available in UN as well. Then we have all these big charities like Oxfam is there, Red Cross is there. So social work is really growing. So this is one field you can look at. Freelance and remote working opportunities are also there. So someone from a writing or a literature background can go into content writing as well. So content writing is really picking up. And trust me, when I talk about content writing, I think LinkedIn is full of content writers, but everyone can speak English or maybe communicate in English, but not everyone can write content. So it's a skill which you have to develop. So content writing is a very upcoming field, and you can get a lot of freelance opportunities. Then we have, when we talk about all these designers, working from home or working remotely, they're also growing fields. So freelance, you do get a lot of options. And I think for law, UK makes the most sense for Indian students, because UK and India share the same, the legal system, which we call common law. So let's say you study in the UK, there are a lot of universities in the UK which are accredited by the Bar Council of India. So let's say Cardiff. So if you do an LLB from Cardiff, it is recognized in India. So you just have to give one exam when you come to India and you can practice law here. So pretty straightforward. And that brings me to the next and the last question. So someone who wants to go to study law in the UK. So which of these programs is required to practice as a lawyer or a barrister in the UK? Is it legal practice course, barrister practice program, LLM, or the LLB? So I think a lot of students will not know that. So let's see what everyone has to say.
So there were a couple of students, I think we had a question on law here. So if you're still here, let us know about what is your query. Best country for masters in mechatronics. Okay, guys, all those whose questions haven't got answered, please fill up the form, connect with Saket, pinned on the comments, so that we can Saket can create a video on your query and we can come up with the video idea. So do let us know about your queries. All these queries, I think Priya, but is project management course a good option to pursue in the UK in order to fetch a job with minimal risk, taking the sandwich courses and 2 years work permit later on? Currently 3 years of experience as QA engineer. So put down all of these questions.
Right. Makes sense to me. I think this question, project management, engineering people are pretty high chances. They have high chances of securing skilled worker visa leading to the PR. But yeah, you can also look at Canada for that matter.
Abhay Thakur has answered B as the option, barrister practice program. So we have one person, I think rest of them, they don't have an idea on law, because we have all the questions coming up from science stream and management streams.
Right.
So guys, can I pursue Bashis? Do let us know, yes, what is your answer? We have just one answer so far, Abhay responding as B. Does anyone have any idea on this particular question? The examination of the program?
I think we don't have law students in our session today, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll answer it. I think we'll not stretch it further. It's a legal practice course, LPC. So even if you do an LLM, you cannot practice as a lawyer. For that, you have to, you do a legal practice course side by side with the LLM.
Okay. So in order to practice in the UK, you need to clear. Devesh is already answering A. Yes, Devesh, you're correct. It is legal practice course. So you need to answer this. Arpit, no, the answer is A. Yes. So rest of your queries, you can please put your queries in the Connect with Saket form given to you here in your comments, so that we can come up with answers to each and every question that went unanswered over here. And we make sure that that Saket is working on all of these questions. It's not that we are not answering any of your questions. All of them will be answered. Just takes a little time for him to prepare the content, and we are not coming up with just any content. It's done with a lot of research.
Yeah.
So please do give us a thumbs up and share this session with all your friends, and do keep watching all the videos that Saket comes up every day. So yes, happy learning, and it was a great session, Saket. I really had a lot of information. Every time I come live with you, I really get to know a lot of things from you. So thank you so much for being here and for answering all these queries and my queries as well. And see you again in the next session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a good day.
Same to you. Have a good day. Have a good day, guys, and do